Hello, good morning, everybody. This is Shamul here. Today, I'm going to talk about one very important topic, that is the Indian education system. So, I am also the product of this very kind of Indian education system. So, I was holding my knowledge and understanding my breath for last many years, many decades. So you can say that way. And today I want to express my concern, agony, and anxiety, whichever way one might draw kind of a conclusion. So I wish to talk and express my concern. I think many have raised their concern in many times, and if I have to refer, I have to refer the big personalities like APJ Abdul Kalam. Long back, he told that Indian education framework needs to change completely. Dr. Kalam has told many times. I have attended his many such kind of lecture on many occasions, and I echo the same thing what Dr. Kalam has told, and he is no more probably. We need to see that why a great person like Dr. Kalam has pointed out that that education system, the revamping of education system, why this is required. After so many years, probably I failed to say few words, and last few days I was going through a lot of contradiction. That is what is going in my mind, and that is for a simple reason. I have come across many such young graduates who are coming out from universities, having PhD degree or postdoctorate degree, having research experience, having good publications in various fields, and I have come across many CVs, and one of such many CVs, probably I have come across one fellow of close to 35, 36 years old, and he's having PhD degree, having publication, having international publication with a good biotechnology field, and having publication in international journal in molecular biology. So those are not very ordinary thing. Probably now this fellow is driving auto in Indian road, and it struck me like, no, while I was going through his CV, and I had a lot of doubt and question in my mind that why after having PhD degree somebody has to get into a kind of a job which is not at par or whatever standard somebody is having. This is not the job probably somebody will be doing. Somebody will be driving the auto in Indian road having a PhD degree, and I strongly believe there is something wrong probably. After so much analysis and understanding, I could draw certain conclusion that it is not the problem probably with the boy who is driving an auto. Probably the situation made him to get into such kind of activities. I have talked many times that when survival is coming into the picture, probably you lose your rational or analytical thought process. you really do not know what to do and what not to do when instant things are coming. I have also done so much experiments also on animal behavior. Probably I told when the animals are hungry kind of thing, they really don't care for kind of a democracy or socialism or charity, some kind of thing. It's basically the question of survival. So the crows, they are having such kind of mentality. They actually snatch away somebody's food. Like, no, I have a mind lab. I could see a lot of videos like, no, where crows comes from outside, they snatch away the foods which are kept for the kittens, and they have a very systematic way they do it. Similar way in society, if you see like, a PhD guy getting into auto driving, means his society probably has not, or country has not kept any kind of options for somebody, or that much rational thinking is might not be given to that person. There are two way of looking of this entire phenomena, if this is a common case or kind of an isolated case. Well, this is again probably a survey is required, that how many PhD guys doing their kind of a respectable job or driving auto. When I say driving auto, means I don't consider this is a bad job. I only say that driving auto is a respectable job, and for that purpose you need not require a PhD degree. That is what I want to convey. A PhD guy must use his knowledge and wisdom and understanding. So even if he doesn't get a government job or a suitable job, probably he can do something, probably in his choice and wisdom, probably where he can exercise his knowledge and wisdom. Probably I have advised him to get into kind of a tuition or academic exercise in an independent way. That is what I talked about, the entrepreneurship that is coming into the picture. In India, there are millions of PhD guys. They're coming out from different subjects: physics, chemistry, mathematics, biology, arts, commerce, literature, English literature, history, political science. So everybody is very, very difficult to accommodate them in this academic system, in a teaching faculty or any position for that matter. Maybe some administrative job, IAS, IPS, banking sector, and different probably other fields, that is left government job, academic institute, scientific research activities. But all we know, day by day, because of this COVID for almost 2 years, there is a lot of synchronization. There is not much fellowship coming into the picture. There is not much job opportunities. So it is a kind of a situation, very kind of a stagnant situation. Friends, I'm not only referring this current COVID situation. I was analyzing this fellow, a PhD guy, is a SRF, Senior Research Fellow, and PhD in Biotechnology. If he is getting into a profession, probably, I told probably one need to see that what is his family background, and probably he need very kind of instant money, and probably he gets into such kind of activities to feed the system, feed the family. This is one part. I have advised him not to continue this profession for a long time. I have advised him to come back to the his normal state, probably to exercise his knowledge in expertise in this field, probably in a kind of a tuition and coaching institute, a professional way to manage this thing. Indeed, I have offered him a job. Probably I told him that if you are interested and I have something to offer you, but what are the value addition you want to bring? That is what I want to know from you. I am yet to get some answer. I could conclude few things from this understanding. I am understanding also being I am also we are really the victim of our education systems or not. That question probably you need to ask. If I honestly analyze it, yes, we are the victim of our education systems. We have degrees. I told many times only those degrees are not going to feed anything. Degrees are nothing but certificates until or unless we utilize our those degrees means your knowledge. Degrees are directly proportional to your knowledge. Now, this knowledge is not something like that you can deposit into bank and get interest out of it. Your knowledge has to be exercised. Those knowledge has to be translated into some kind of exercise which are going to give you some kind of financial support or assistance. That is what it is. Probably one need to exercise the knowledge and wisdom. So that is the main part. If somebody is waiting for government to give jobs, number one, there are few opportunities left in the society. Number one, once somebody is coming out from the university, college, from engineering college, academic institute, few opportunities are there. Number one, somebody is thinking that I want to get into the academic institute for teaching profession, or somebody is feeling that I want to join the industry. Somebody might be thinking some government job, research activities, higher education, many things to get a fellowship and doing higher things. But those opportunities are very, very limited. What my limited point is there, like, no, once you are coming out from the universities, so you have certain amount of knowledge and wisdom. In your this process, you have also got some kind of knowledge how to survive independently. Probably you have developed certain kind of skill, maybe some new product or new knowledge you have gained, where those knowledge can be used for your kind of those knowledge for entrepreneurship. From there probably you can earn some money. I'm talking about a kind of a self-sustainable thing. What is more important and relevant, that is what I feel, rather than waiting for a kind of job opportunity which is created by the government. Look, it is very, very difficult for any government to create millions of jobs. It is not that one student or 100 students are coming. Every year there are millions of students that is coming from the same stream, same field. In India, you have total population close to 145 crores. Okay. Out of that, close to 55 crores, the young youth. So every year there are millions of young youth. They're coming from various sectors, either agriculture, biotechnology, so chemistry, physics, mathematics, biology, physiology, arts, commerce, I told. So giving them job into academic institute, it's next to impossible. There is a much more tougher competition, keeping the number of positions that is open, and you know the kind of selection methodology, it's very, very tough. And second part is also, if you are not understanding that this those academic institute you have limited scores, then where you go? So you have other opportunity to get into different industries based on your skill and understanding. The third opportunity is probably if somebody is having the entrepreneurship skill, probably and thinking in a different way to do something of his own. That is where it is coming, though thinking something of your own ideas to nurturing the idea, that is what it is coming into the picture. For that matter, in India, the problem is there are few things, our entrepreneurship skill development things, that we are not thinking that we have a huge number of human resources. That resources, government should consider those young minds as a human resource, and for them creating a kind of a platform and opportunity and make them aware about the kind of entrepreneurship programming. So it is a kind of your own knowledge and understanding, because knowledge is very kind of a powerful thing until or unless you explore those knowledge and understanding, and those knowledge can help someone to build a kind of a company and organization where they can create millions of jobs. I have talked many times about creating job. It's an opportunity creation, and it's a kind of a character building kind of thing. Like in society, education means what? Education means it is not only giving a certificates with a high score. It is like number one, your character development, your consciousness development, your knowledge development, your wisdom development, your all-round development that is coming into the picture. Our education system doesn't give you, it is kind of a unidirectional. I told many times our education system, it's all theoretical thing. Whichever discipline probably in a classroom based where teacher is speaking, it's a monolithic way of teaching, and you are just listening those things and digesting and all those theoretical understanding. When you are coming out from the university or college, probably you won't find the relevance of those things in a practical life. So one has to think, if somebody is getting into in a very practical way some kind of industry or in the teaching profession, and there is a separate training is required. It is not that whatever you have learned those things is helping partially. Probably again one more round of training understanding is required. So that revamping of education system is very very important and essential. So again, the third point I have told many times, our education system is a, you have a lot of reservation. It's our constitutional provision that is given. So it was for initially 10 years, now 75 years, we are continuing the same reservation. I think it is not required now. I have told it's a separate topic altogether. It brings down to the morality of a kind of a nation where you cannot have kind of a division like no reservation on education, jobs. There are many other things that is coming after so many years that has to be abolished. That is what I have told, and it is need of the hour. Otherwise, what is exactly happening in our stereotype education system? Now you can see any number of posts is created by government for a very lower kind of job, clerical job or a municipal corporation job or any other job. There are thousands of applicants. So if a kind of a job is required only minimum degree is 12 standard or graduation degree, you are getting PhD, MTech degrees applying for the same position. Now the question is, what kind of satisfaction one will be getting that one's thinking if they are getting those job. So it's very very difficult, hard to believe that the days is not so far like no a MTech guy is doing a municipal corporation as a Safai Karmachari. That is exactly happening. So even we have a democracy that kind of scopes are there, one can do any kind of job, doesn't matter. My only concern is, so what about somebody's own intellectual capabilities and understandings? So a MTech guy should not get into a municipal corporation and do the cleaning job. Again, I am telling this thing again and again, means there are certain jobs to be done or conducted based on somebody's likings. It is not the question of likings over here, it is some kind of a compulsion, forcefully getting into some kind of job because there is not much opportunities. So in order to overcome this situation, I told that entrepreneurship program, probably from school curriculum to university, everywhere Each university, each engineering university or engineering college like IIT, they should have the entrepreneurship kind of a cell over there. Each teacher probably has to motivate, and some networking has to be built for entrepreneurship program. Our syllabus, our curriculum also has to be kind of a revised based on a kind of a practical oriented thing where those practicality can be applied for in their life in a practical way to get into job. There are certain subjects probably one need to see. I have visited many countries. I have seen in Europe some of the university they have closed down their mathematics department. So they failed probably mathematics are everywhere. If somebody is pursuing physics, chemistry, by default they are going to learn mathematics separately. Running a department, it's a kind of a costly affair for them. They have closed down those department. I really do not know how good, how bad this is, but they have used their knowledge and wisdom probably. Whether to close it or not, I'm nobody to talk about. I only want to convey that there must be some reason, some rationality they have failed to close down, keeping the economics or applicability in mind. So similar way in India, we are not thinking everything in a democratic way. We are thinking and all subjects are there. Today I don't find the relevance of few subjects probably which are not going to give some kind of livelihood. That is what it is more important. Every time I speak that what is the basic things are there in the education. Once you learn something, one need to apply those things in real life so that you can have kind of a earning or kind of knowledge where you can use those knowledge to do something. So that is what it is more important. Many practical things probably we need to incorporate. Now our education system is very kind of old and stereotype because of the technology, because of internet, because of many things are now web based. So those kind of technology course has to be integrated. There are short time course, management course, coding, many things probably. Those things, if we not incorporate those things, or if we don't bring into our curriculum, we will be going back. Now imagine a situation, any engineers, they are coming with a very kind of stereotype subject and syllabus and getting into any kind of industry where everything is based on internet, and whatever things are there, it's totally different from the actual syllabus. So this transition phase from having a degree and getting into industry, so any company wish to invest on somebody, that how much time somebody will be giving to learn those things. So if those courses are being incorporated in the academic curriculum, it could have been much better. So nobody has got time to kind of train a guy for 2 to 3 years to make them understand what they want to do, and it cannot be a very kind of a long term learning process. So industry requires probably a qualified guys who is having more practical knowledge and understanding. You understand the subject, some kind of instrumentation or kind of software application coding knowledge, kind of an added advantage. Friends, our education system is much more directed towards creating a society. We give preference towards very specific subject like medical engineering. Those subjects are parents are imposing their kids also to get into such kind of taking such kind of course, and that's why even they don't ask their kids that whether they like those professions or not. So in our society there are a lot of things that is happening. We impose certain things. It is not the likings of the kid probably, it is the likings most of parents and the relatives and many other things. Sometimes It's also without having much more alternate option, they get into the same mood after few months or few days or few years. They feel that it is not suiting them, it is hurting them. So I always say that if somebody wishes to pursue their academic career, one has to be very very careful, and parents has to give lot of freedom to their kids what they like. At least the area of interest can be given to them, whether they want to pursue which profession they want to pursue it. Basically, once somebody is after 10 standard to 12 standard, is after 12 standard when they are getting into graduation, that is what it is more important, because this is a phase probably, it's a deciding factor that which direction somebody is moving. So we are giving much more preference to medical. We feel that whoever is doing medical, they are better off. Whoever is doing engineering, they are better off. But what about all those subjects, the other subjects, the literature, history, political science, geography, life science, biotechnology, many other subjects are there, chemistry, physics, there are n number of, because those are the subjects probably nowadays nobody is interested. So I personally feel those are the subjects probably one can sharpen, like no anything, like no, those are the subjects is open, and it has got a wide scope. If somebody is serious enough to get into any subjects like physics, so in the scientific research areas, many other fields, they can excel like anything if somebody is having kind of interest towards those subject. That has to be taken into consideration. Another point on our education system is, I told you, we only talk the theoretical part and only teacher they speak. There is nothing called group discussion, debate, very kind of analytical way of bringing certain things, the practical way of approaching the subject and dissecting the things that is not happening. It is just for learning. We are learning something in the field of science also, same thing happens. Not much more things in the private. After privatization, this medical college or engineering college, sorry, they do not have much more equipment to learn. Only the objective is to just to give the degrees. So only degrees, having engineering degree, I have practically seen the engineers who are coming out from different engineering colleges, the standard, the quality is not that good. I'm not talking about the IITs and other things. I'll talk separately about the IITs, but on average, the engineering, private engineering college, even they do not have the simple capabilities to measure the voltage of a simple multimeter. So they do not know the function of a multimeter, and they are electrical engineer. So I wonder something, that what kind of knowledge or what kind of practical they are getting in the classroom or their practical rooms, whatever. But if I see their percentage, there is a huge percentage they are holding. So finally, in any industry, if going to take someone not on the basis of the percentage somebody is getting, somebody is going to take some student probably who are knowing certain instrumentation or respective field, what kind of practical knowledge, the kind of instrument or practical approach they have given, or kind of innovative idea they have, those kind of guys to be absorbed. So that is what the innovative ideas, those kind of nurturing thing one should inculcate, and tapping those idea and nurturing those idea, that is one of the issues I told in my videos, my vision document, that we India another 10 years, 15 years, we are thinking kind of an entrepreneurship probably. If we target the entrepreneurship programming, one can have 1 million entrepreneur probably. If 1 million is giving close to 10 jobs, you have 10 millions. Like that, probably one can multiply the number of entrepreneur in India, and create an atmosphere in various fields, including agriculture, industry, software, many ways, even the painting, coaching, literature, medical, in all those fields, probably the entrepreneurship program can be developed and millions of jobs can be created. Within 10-15 years, probably India can see a kind of a sea change of the education, and probably you'll see that there are a lot of pressure will be released from the government. They are also worried about the youth, where to create job, how to create job. Probably this is the only way if you nurture the human resource, the knowledge. So let them, allow them to think freely and give them opportunity to do something. So it's a kind of a self-replication mode. If it is giving, probably government can also think in that direction, and they can also release a lot of pressure in that context. So that slogan that government every time give, that we are going to offer you job, rather than selling those things, they can say that we are going to create job opportunity for everybody. For that purpose, you have MSME, various banking sector, NABARD, and all those different banks are offering loans in many other ways. Friends, I talked about the IITs, and I had a very concern about the IITs. The in 1947 and before that, when the concept of IIT came into the picture, and the basic fundamentals of establishing IIT is not, it is to create a kind of a technical or industrial thing where you have a very stringent selection process. You try to select the best minds across India. So getting into this system, now you have number of IITs also are more. So number of students are coming out more. But what is the real problem? It is for the nation development. Whoever is coming out from those IIT, it is to stop the brain drain, right? People used to go abroad and all. Like now, what is happening exactly? Students are coming out, they are learning here, they are going abroad. Most of the students, they go out of India. Now, the fundamental of establishing IIT is to develop your own nation. If those minds are not taken into consideration to develop your own nation, if they are going abroad and sending some money, some monetary help, it doesn't help at the end of the day. If we are serious enough, probably I told many times that whoever is passing out from the IIT, they are the product of India. At least they should give voluntarily few years to develop their own motherland. That is what it is like in Israel. So Israel, what happens, everybody knows. Individual has to be ready for war or kind of a army training kind of thing. So passing out here, the IITs nowadays, the concept is a kind of a, the production center. Intellectuals are being produced here and they are breeding outside India. So what benefits we are getting? We are not getting any kind of benefits over here. The few who are living in India, probably they are contributing in their own way, but most of them are going out and they are taking citizenship of that respective countries after few years. So look, once somebody is taking citizenship, what kind of, even they cry that I have a lot of love for my country and all. I think it's a gone case, right? It is fact. Many Nobel laureates, they have left India. They have origin from India. They have origin. They have kept the identity, dual citizenship because of many reasons. I think, honestly speaking, probably to save their property, and they're keeping a little kind of passage that they want to come back again. So to show is a kind of a sympathetic way that I have not left 100%. So this is a kind of a debate. One can argue many things. Probably the fundamentals is somebody is taking the citizenship of some other countries living for many years, definitely this person has to take care the interest of their country. That is the first thing, probably nobody can deny that part. So we might be very proud about somebody that XYZ is holding a very big position. That is again a kind of illusion, I told many times. So those are not the things probably taken into consideration, that how much he's loving the country, some money they are giving or donations they are giving. Look, nobody is giving free of cost anything, I told many times. But as a country, as a nation, one has to see the interest of their countries, be a nationalist for that matter, because nationalists are not respected. So that is another part, another debate probably we can talk about, whether to be a nationalist or whether to be an internationalist. It is not, doesn't matter if the IITians think they are going abroad, they become internationalist, or their vision and wisdom is global. Probably this is also not true. They are going outside because they have better opportunity. So India government should not fall into this kind of trap. They can make a simple policy. That policy is very, very important to hold those minds, those creams. They are the very, very qualified one. They are very intelligent one, and they should be at least given a chance to build the nation, bro. That is what, because this is what our objective, to develop all IITs. So if anybody is interested, probably get into Indian constitution or the history of formation of IITs, one can understand the purpose of those things that is written already very clearly. Friends, my purpose is not also talk about the IITs here. I'm talking about whole lot of things about the whole India, engineering, medical, art, science, commerce, everything, that creating job opportunity for everybody. That should be a kind of a goal and agenda. It is not very important that how qualified in terms of degree we have. I always say degrees are nothing but a kind of a certificates. If you are not able to translate those certificates into reality, means the knowledge into applicability, kind of creation of job, or if this person is not able to exercise his knowledge to earn his bread and butter or life to run the family, then those degrees are kind of a burden for somebody. So one should not be, and that leads to frustration and many other issues that is coming into the picture. Friends, I have talked probably for a long time. Let me explain to you about few things about what are the very kind of a negative thought process that is going or getting into our education system for many years, and what are the changes are required. That is what I want to come back just for a minute, please. Friends, let me summarize few things, right? I've been speaking close to 39 minutes. So there is always a growing concern that there is something wrong with our education system. So that is everybody is talking, not me. I am talking. You need not trust or believe me for that matter. You can refer those big people like APJ Abdul Kalam if you have, or we have any respect for him. Probably you want need to give little importance for his words, what he has uttered many times about the education system. So, what are the hindering factors? Probably those are kind of an black holes or loopholes, whichever way you feel in our education system that is going on, because we have a lot of things we have taken from the British system. So, first is kind of an our industrial age values, like no, our education is not teaching practicality of many things, all theoretical thing we are teaching, and there is no correlation between what somebody is going to industry or any kind of professional field, what kind of skills are required. That skill development is not doing. Second thing is lack of autonomy and control. The kind of autonomy is missing. The students are not given an opportunity of what they like and what they dislike. And I already have spoken about this thing in a very clear terms, that individuals should be given a kind of an open choice to choose their life, what they want to do. But that opportunity sometimes is missing. And third point is inauthentic learning. So learnings are something is not directed towards the earning part. So kind of learning means one can learn many things, but what is the practicality one has to see at the end of the day. And fourth point, there is no room for passion and interest probably. So just for sake of learning something, sake of doing something, we have been doing a lot of things very stereotyped way. In the real life, when it comes to applicability and you don't find a scope and opportunity to exercise those passion and kind of interest what you have generated, and in that path there is a conflict and you lose all kind of hopes and kind of interest to move forward. Probably in that case there is again conflict will be there. uh, the differences in how we learn and our methodology of learning, I told it is one way traffic kind of thing, where teachers they give a lecture for 30-40 minutes. There are not much more interaction and not much thinking about very critically analyzing certain things. And this is again the lecturing is coming into the picture. And our methodology is a class based lecture, only lecture theoretical thing we learn. Lack of physical fitness and awareness, that is another factors. Lack of peer learning, that is another factors. Domination of private tuition, and this is one of the thing probably I have explained, that our education system, what is there in the syllabus, that has been hijacked by the private business entity of very professional field, and they are now dominating. It is they are deciding many things. Everybody knows about the whole lot of thing what is happening. All kind of coaching institute is a mushroomization of the coaching institute is coming, because it's the output net result of our education system. So we also give a lot of ignorance to the poor children. We are not our teacher student. The ratio is also is very long in terms of, if you see top 20 good academic culture what you have in various countries from Finland to US, I have reviewed. You see the ratio is 1 is to 10 ratio, probably 10 or 15 maximum. Out of 15 students, one teacher is allocated. In case of India, we cannot imagine such kind of situation. Probably it is very far. And primary education, I told many times, in Finland their primary education, they use the best minds, minimum master degree holders. They are getting into such kind of things to teach the kids. Here in India is totally different. We are we select a kind of a different kind of teachers. Our recruitment process is also totally different. We don't think that you need very high quality or higher intellectuals or higher knowledgeable people to teach the kids, right? But the other countries, they think that the early age the kids they require better minds and better understanding for them. Probably good minds are required, that we don't do that such kind of exercise, and net result is totally different. Is totally different. That's why quality is coming into the picture, friends. The final thing what I want to talk about, our education system. Due to COVID-19, there are many things are coming. Probably it's a time for us to rethink our traditional education system. Now it is coming out to be kind of a not, it's a distance learning through internet. Different things are coming into the picture. The accessibility of reaching out education to the poorest of the poor, it is a very, very kind of a toughest job probably if the government is facing. The school management is also facing the similar way. Well, in terms of job also it is the same situation, like in India, many years back when the computerization came into the picture in the banking sector, there are a lot of volunteer retirement for a lot of bank people because who are not aware about the computer learning new technology. So they have put their papers and resigned. So similar way in COVID-19 had made a lot of things, that is to think that if somebody is operating from home, not attending office, and finally somebody has to give output, that kind of knowledge and understanding, that technology understanding has to be there. If somebody is lacking all those things, for them it is very difficult to continue those jobs. This COVID-19 job that will not add value to any business will quickly perish probably. And what are your thoughts on those future job market? And this, I believe there are many things coming into the picture. There will be a whole lot of changes that is going to take place in coming days. Considering the current situation, what impact will happen in unskilling create and graduates and working professionals? That is what it is, and those things are very kind of a challenging thing. uh, Considering that a major chunk of future jobs in India will be in the areas of analytics, artificial intelligence, robotics, and what needs to be done to fill the industry and the academic gap, that is what it is. Our If we don't change our academic curriculum in our present situation, understanding that what are the new things are coming or new introduction in our job sector, it will be a very, very difficult job for anybody to come and adjust with such kind of atmosphere. So it is very, very important to know all those things. Until or unless we are not aware about those things with a proper training and all those things, it is very difficult to continue jobs. Since the demand for skill based learning is growing, what does an education 4.0 offer to fulfill the same? So again, the education system has to be upgraded. That is what I want to tell. So we cannot have such kind of old fashioned syllabus probably. Till if you are stick to those kind of syllabus, it is not going to fulfill, it is not going to be kind of a competitive. If it is not there, getting those jobs will be very difficult. The accessibility has been the biggest challenge for students from rural parts. That is one thing of the country during this time of the pandemic. How we can solve the problem of a digital divide between urban and rural India. So if whole India has to be taken into consideration, those kind of gaps are there between rural and urban. Probably those things also has to be taken, and a lot of modernization has to be done. And there can be many things that should come into the picture, like a PPP mode, government initiative, those kind of things. Because finally, if you do not have the schooling, or if you are not able to go to school, then how the poor people are going to learn if they do not have the access of mobile? Many other things coming into the picture. In India, what are the common challenges teachers face during online classes and how to overcome them? Many teachers are not very familiar with the technology, laptop, mobile, internet. So those kind of things depends on if somebody is sitting in a very kind of rural place, you do not have the internet, many other things, how they are going to teach the students sitting at home. So it's very difficult situation altogether. So till government is trying to do something, and uh, now this 10 standard result is coming without giving exam also. Students are scoring 98, 99%. So those percentages are very kind of lucrative thing probably, but in practicality, if you see it, it's in all papers, okay. So which is not very kind of a, I believe this is not hopeless thing probably. One should not be very kind of excited seeing somebody's getting 99% marks without giving any exam. So what kind of assessment somebody has done, really, I wonder, and those directions. Finally, never mind, those things probably only can be judged once they are getting into 12th standard, getting into graduation. If they are able to fulfill their aspiration and utilizing their knowledge and doing something, probably that will be the success stories. Otherwise, those big marks are not, has got no relevance in life probably. So, and there are many things in India. If education has to be given to everybody, giving jobs to all qualified people, and we need to see everything in a different dimension, and there are a lot of course correction is required in order to bring down those kind of things what are happening. uh, Jobs are not there, it's a shrinkage both in industry, agriculture, many other sector, because of this pandemic has made us to rethink whole lot of things, and it is probably creating an opportunity. This pandemic has got two sides. One has to be very positive kind of thing, where we have got an opportunity to think revamping the whole education system. This is one way of looking at it, and seeing some kind of a short term course, kind of a technical training, where in a short term somebody is learning something, kind of a skill development. I talked about the entrepreneurship, skill development. These are all linked to each other, integrating industry, integrating different entrepreneur hubs, incubation center, and also giving some kind of knowledge, and introducing entrepreneurship in the part of syllabus or curriculum. Those things are required from very base level. So if country has to prosper, as I have told many times, many presentation, that a country, if you see a country, probably the education, if proper education is there, it can change the whole dynamics of the whole country. It's two way of looking at it, that how you are utilizing your human resources in order to build the nation. Because if you are able to give proper education, proper logical and technical education, and if youths are utilizing their knowledge, wisdom, and they are exercising it, they are going to help in nation development. So the same thing can be reversed also very fast. So in history also it has been seen in many ways. So we really need to invest in education in a proper way. We should learn from Europe and all those countries how much money they give it. So spending money in education in a proper way is very relevant, and it's a good investment from country's side probably. And this is what I want to convey. I have spoken close to 54 minutes. I don't like to continue for another 1 minute also. Probably this is what I want to convey. So for nation building, education, only education and education. So education for all, that is the mantra. Creating job opportunities for everybody, that is another mantra. Only education is not going to help you. So knowledge has to be translated into kind of a job opportunity. That is what it is more important. Once again, thank you very much for hearing me out. So this is again Paul here from my side. It's my long desire that I feel that I should speak about those things, since I am little attached to the academic side, the technology side, the entrepreneurship programs, many other issues, my own technologies I am promoting. I fail to express my concern today. Once again, thank you very much. Bye bye. Take care.